The great Chris Sims is with us on God Bless Football. We've started Football Night in America, PFT with Mike Florio, the Unbuttoned podcast as well. He does it all. Are you doing college this weekend, by the way?
Oh, yeah, college. We got a big one this week on NBC. We got Penn State, Oregon Saturday night.
You guys got that one. Nice.
Yeah, so that's going to be a good one. I'm excited because one, I mean, we know Penn State and the narratives around that, right? And it's always cool to watch them at a big home game with their whiteout. James Franklin, can he win the big game? I think Drew Aller gets a little too much disrespect at times. Like, when I watch him and study him, I go, like, a lot of his problems are Penn State offensive problems, not him. But let me just say this. This damn quarterback in Oregon, Dante Moore, yeah, real deal Holyfield. Like, to me, looks like a guy that could be a top 10 pick here at some point in the future. He's extremely talented. I'm excited for you guys to watch him on Saturday night.
Are you on the call of that game? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not on the call. I'm in the just the pregame and halftime of that.
Right.
And then I got to get on a flight early Sunday morning to go to Dallas because we're going to be on the field for the Cowboys-Packers pregame Sunday night. So I got a crazy weekend coming here.
That's a huge deal because there's real deal. And then there's real deal Holyfield. Like, that's a whole nother level. So what are you telling us about this Oregon quarterback? Like, can't miss?
He kind of, to me, I was blown away because last week was the first week I really studied him, right? I saw him last year, I think at some end of some games last year, at least early this year in the first few games where they weren't playing really anybody competitive, and he caught my eye. But last week I got to, like, studying him, and I just went, holy cow, like, I didn't realize his arm was like this. He's a really good athlete. It gives me feelings kind of like Jaden Daniels, Jordan Love combination a little bit there, and I would say that's pretty good. So, yeah, he looks like he's one of those guys for sure.
Chris, the Giants decide to go with Jaxson Dart this week. Tough matchup against the Chargers. I felt like they should have went with Jaxson Dart from the start of the season. They didn't. They're 0-3 now. As a Giant fan and as an analyst, first off, as a Giant fan, are you happy with them going with Jaxson Dart?
100%. I mean, the Giant fan in me was like, well, let's cut Russell Wilson in August and just go with Jaxson Dart and Jameis Winston. I knew what we were going to see from Russell Wilson. Duh. I mean, come on. This is 4 years straight of it. It's like, if you can't throw a go ball, he can't run an offense. Right, I made fun of that last week just a little bit, just because you looked at the Giants and you see Malik Neighbors pregame. He's like, we're playing the Chiefs. They're going to blitz us and play man-to-man. I want to be like, fucking no, they're not. They watched the film the week before, and the only thing you can do is throw a go ball. I guarantee you they don't blitz and play man-to-man. And, of course, they didn't. So that part of me, yes, I'm happy for Jaxson Dart. Also, my football brains go, yeah, it's time to do that. Russell Wilson's limited. He can't really run an offense. He just can throw deep shots. That's all he can do. He really can't work the whole field in the passing game. He's reluctant to throw the ball into tight windows or down the middle of the field. He can't really run all that well anymore. Jaxson Dart's a better athlete. I think Jaxson Dart will open up the offense to more of the field in the passing game. It'll be just like, hey, we can run our offense instead of just curtailing it to what Russell Wilson does, which is crazy because Russell Wilson's the veteran and the other one's the rookie. So, yeah, and I think it's big in a week like this because the Chargers secondary is awesome. And if you think you're just going to throw go balls and beat them, you're not. You got to be able to do a lot of intricate, good stuff. It's going to be a tough task for sure, but I'm glad they made the move.
Do you think Russell Wilson ever starts a game again in the NFL?
No.
Really?
Not unless it's like injury or maybe he gets traded to somebody like the Bengals here in the next week or so, right?
Okay.
Like, I don't think he earns the right anywhere going into start a season again where they're like, we're bringing Russell Wilson to be the starter. I mean, it was kind of crazy enough as it was that the Giants did it. It was like, okay, like maybe you can, maybe we'll see. But no, I think that's it. And yeah, I wonder how long he'll stick around once he realizes nobody's really ever going to want him to be a starter again.
Wait, Chris, so have you seen enough from Jake Browning where you're like the Bengals should go out and get another quarterback?
Wait, Chris. We were just talking before you came on that there is nowhere you can put there's nowhere you can put Russell Wilson that's going to get you excited. But then you said the Bengals, and all of a sudden Stu was like, wow, that's a great spot for him.
I mean, very excited. T. Higgins, Chase. Oh, God, he'd be good there.
That's the only one. But, yeah, I mean, they got to be thinking about something here a little bit in Cincinnati. If they go through another game here where Jake Browning just absolutely shits the bed and just gives the ball to the other team every other throw, then they got to think of another plan. I don't think they're going to go Brett Rippon and go, oh, yeah, we think that'll get it done, right? I don't expect them to, like, make a trade for a Kirk Cousins or anything like that. I don't think they're going to, like, trade too much of future big-time assets, but a Giant situation where it's like, hey, we got Jaxson Dart, we got Jameis, that's cool. Russell's expendable, late-round pick for him. Yeah, I could see that. I certainly could see that. But they got to be a little concerned with what they've seen from Browning to this point, the Bengals.
Chris, you told us you had a man crush on the Chargers defense. You've been telling us all year how they play the scheme, not just good talent. Why start Jaxson Dart against that team to like bring him into the NFL?
Yeah, no, I think that's a fair question. But I think a little bit is like what I said. In a lot of ways, I think he gives their offense more versatility.
Right.
Instead of just like, hey, let's block it up and send Malik Neighbors deep. Let's block it up and let's have Wan'Dale Robinson run a 5-yard out route. I mean, that's what the Giants' offense is. It's what it was against the Cowboys, except the Cowboys are so bad on defense, they were like, wait, go route, 5-yard out route? I don't know how to stop that. I mean, so that's what's crazy. Yeah. So I think Jaxson Dart, I think the fans up here, Mikey, yeah, nobody wants to see this crap anymore. Everybody wants to see Jaxson Dart. Give us something to be excited for as a football team. And like to what Stugotz said early, I think there was thought of starting Jaxson Dart at the start of the season. I think they were probably worried about their football team and could they like help Jaxson Dart out early in the year. They're now with Andrew Thomas back at left tackle. Right. You can see he's good. I think they probably feel good about that. He gives them more offense, oddly enough. And if there's one negative about the Chargers defense is it's a front four that's not real scary, right, Mikey? Yeah, you're not like, oh, no, this is murderer's row. We got to add extra guys.
Sure.
So it's going to be about reading the defense, and hopefully he's got enough time to do that to make a few plays.
Plus being at home helps, right?
Exactly right. Yeah. And, yeah, and there's going to be energy in that stadium on Sunday just because he's playing, and I'm looking forward to that.
But in that vein, can't there be just a bigger letdown if you throw him out there against a really good defense and he doesn't do well, that all of a sudden now all this hope we had is now crushed?
And they already named him a starter for the rest of the season.
Right. You guys would be terrible coaches. Risky. I mean, you got to start him at some point. Jesus.
That's right. They have no other options here. It's just that they're in a tough spot. And, I know after week 1 in Washington, they were thinking about benching Russell Wilson for Jaxson Dart then to play the Dallas Cowboys. I bet you in revisionist history, they wish they did that and just got him started against that crappy defense and got him confidence so he'd be better off here. But, yeah, I mean, Mike, yeah, all that stuff I'm saying, I'm still picking the Chargers to win 31-16 in this football game. The Chargers are damn good. The Chargers, they're legit. They're looking like a Super Bowl team, and that guy playing quarterback for the Chargers is on a mission right now. He's one of the best in football as far as how he's playing this year.
Yeah, he's been really good. Taylor, you were thinking the same thing, right? Like the coddling.
Just bubble wrap him and ship him to New Orleans and let him start there, guys.
Fucking football, fellas. Jesus. I mean,
I thought week 5 New Orleans was always the spot too. I did. But I think the shit hitting the fan up here in such a way where it was literally like the fans were like, oh, my gosh, I don't know if I'll come next week if I have to watch Russell Wilson playing quarterback again. I think that was enough to push them over the edge.
The satisfaction on the face of Izzy when he said that he thinks the Saints was the right place to start him validated everything Izzy was thinking. God, you were so happy, Izzy. Look at you.
I'm still actually a little bit hurt as a guy who plays a lot of outside linebacker and flag. I've given up so many 5 and outs, and you just made it seem like it's the easiest thing in the world to defend, and it's just really not.
Chris, are you buying in on the Colts yet? Like, are you all in on the Colts?
I mean, I'm all in as far as being like a playoff team. Like, this isn't a mirage. They're not going to, like, fall off, right? My thoughts about Shane Steichen. I think he's the man, and I think their offense is legit. Not only the scheme, I think the players. I think I've said that to you guys last week.
Yeah.
I mean, the running back doesn't get the respect he deserves. He's one of the best in football. We know the O-line's good, right? Their weapons, receivers, tight ends, I think are way flying under the radar and are scary. And Steichen knows how to use them all in a way that really benefits each other. He plays it off of each other. He's a masterful play caller and sequencing. And that's what I really love about Shane Steichen. And Lou Anarumo has got that defense playing really freaking good. Yeah. So, like, this is the best team they played this year. And they're playing a Rams team that's going to be like, damn, we can't go 2-2. We blew that fucking game last week against the Eagles. And, not only did we blow it at the end of the game, we should have been up way more than 19-7 at half or 26-7 early in the third quarter. I expect the Rams to win this one just because of a little desperation and the Colts feeling like, hey, we're the man, we're 3-0. But I think it's a close game. I took the Rams 28-24.
Sims, we have a Thursday night football game tonight. Seahawks-Cardinals. Seahawks get some guys back on the defensive side of the ball. On FanDuel, Seahawks are -1.5 traveling to Arizona. How do you kind of see these teams matching up?
Yeah, I like Seattle. I do. I don't dislike Arizona. I think what just scares me about Arizona is one or two, they need another marquee splash player on the defensive side of the ball, and the offense, as you guys have seen, it's hard for it. They don't have enough playmakers.
They don't.
It's kind of what I worried about going into the year. I thought maybe there was enough. I thought Marvin Harrison Jr. Might take the next step. He's not quite there yet.
Backward.
Right? So we got that. Trey McBride is by far their biggest offensive weapon, but they haven't been able to run the ball with tremendous success there. The Seahawks defense is awesome when it's at full strength. And we've seen the last 2 weeks, the offense has gotten going, right? They lost a close one in the 49ers in week 1. They moved the ball up and down the field against the Steelers. And, of course, the Saints, who I know aren't good, but it's still, they put them away early. I like the Seahawks on the road here in this one. I think I took them 24-20 there.
Seahawks' second highest point differential in the league right now.
Yeah.
So it's curious about, because you mentioned Kirk Cousins earlier, and it's maybe his availability to another team, but Michael Penix got benched in that game, and they didn't score a point there. What are we seeing out of him early on, and are we going to see more, or is it Cousins' time over there?
I'm a little worried. I don't think it's Cousins' time yet, but watching that film back on Monday, I just went, oh, my gosh. That was by far Michael Penix's worst game as an NFL player. Right. It was really bad.
Yeah.
I mean, not only were the interceptions bad, there was people open all over the field. And he missed throws, and his clock in his head was all messed up. I mean, he's dropping back, and I'm going, wait, the first read's running down the middle of the field for 50 yards, and he was already off of it. And it's like, what was so quick? Right? The first read's covered, he goes to the second read, and it's like the second read's wide open, and he would just skip right over it and go to somebody else. Just was not comfortable in the game at all. Right? Now, the one thing I think they can do to help that offense a little bit, and you peep this a little bit, and the numbers back this up. And I just kind of go by my gut feel, and then I say these things on my podcast, and my host kind of like, hey, you're kind of right with your gut feel. But they're not patient enough with the running game in Bijan Robinson. And then the other thing is they don't run play-action pass. They run play-action pass as less as anybody in football.
And they have the scariest running back maybe in the league.
Crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's weird.
That makes no sense. So run the ball, and then all of a sudden it's just like, hey, we're in the shotgun. We're passing. Like, what? That's just stupid, right? So that's something.
Look out for the 5 and outs, guys.
Exactly. Right? Why would you not want to go, hey, we're underneath center. We might be running. Oh, no, I didn't run. I pulled the ball out of Bijan Robinson's belly, and now I got Drake London wide open down the field. I'm shocked that they don't have that in their offense. But, yeah, a little concerned. Their defense is awesome. I think the game would be close, but I'm going to take Washington win, whether it's Mariota or Jaden Daniels at quarterback.
Chris, a month ago, before the season started, we were talking about last year's quarterback class and how great it was. Michael Penix looks like he's got some issues. Jaden Daniels has some issues. Caleb Williams has some issues. And J.J. McCarthy can't even get going. They play in London this week, 9:30 in the morning. We going to have a quarterback controversy with Carson Wentz? I mean, when you give Kevin O'Connell a ginger quarterback, he knows what to do.
You're right. You're funny. He likes his gingers. I got you. Yeah, but I don't think we're there. But, I mean, if Carson Wentz continues to play like he did and they dominate and are kind of hot and he's the hot hand, yeah, I don't think Kevin O'Connell is just going to hand the ball back to J.J. McCarthy. We'll see where that goes. You know, it is Carson Wentz, so we know it's capable of being like 3 horrible turnovers this week and them losing the game and then us getting back to reality of what we think of Carson Wentz. But their defense, okay, is a pain in the ass, as we know. But I do think with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, he's going to be used to all the craziness Flores does. So I think that kind of cancels some things out. can Pittsburgh run the ball a little bit? They haven't yet been able to do that. Minnesota's not great at stopping the run, so maybe this is the week. And I'm just expecting Pittsburgh's defense to get better. They've been making some big plays, but it hasn't been, dominant. That's for sure. So I took the Steelers in one. This is a coin flip one. I'm just going gut instinct here. But yeah, I think this will be a coin flip type of football game. And your point with the rookie quarterbacks, yeah, Drake May has moments, but it's not smooth right now. Bo Nix is a little bumpy. Caleb Williams, to me, is going like this. I mean,
oh my God, he looked so good last week, man.
I mean, Caleb Williams' arm is the strongest in football, and I thought I would never say that over Josh Allen. Never.
Wow.
There's nobody can, and then his speed. When Caleb Williams turns it on, I said this on my podcast on Tuesday. I mean, he could be in a race with Lamar and Jaden Daniels and Kyler Murray. I don't think people realize how fast he is. I mean, he's like a third down running back.
Yeah, you've seen enough from Caleb Williams to say, okay, the Bears have their quarterback for the next 15 seasons.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yes.
It's on the brink of superstardom.
Wow.
And, I mean, I'll disagree with you with Jaden Daniels. It's not tinkering. I mean, it was a tough Thursday game. He's been awesome. They lost to the Packers. He's a little banged up.
No, I said hurt.
Awesome.
I said hurt.
Yeah.
Not
okay.
No.
That was unfair. I'm with Sims on this. It felt like you were saying Jaden Daniels was bad.
No, I said hurt. I'm sorry.
Slump. It felt like that.
Yeah, it did. It felt like that, right, Port? Right.
Chris, when you have a quarterback that's clearly like seeing ghosts in the pocket, the way Tua Tagovailoa is, and just like running backward when there's nobody chasing him, is that something you can coach out of him? Is that something that is a product of his head injuries, the bad offensive lines? Like, what do you see when you see a quarterback doing that?
Yeah, I think it's more of the injuries and perseverance there.
Yes.
I think that's what it's more about than anything. I think that's what everybody sees, right? I think naturally he was a little like that to begin with, and then you get a few concussions and get beat up, and you realize, oh my gosh, if I get another bad concussion, people might tell me to retire. I think that has affected him. That's been my problem, like with them all together, because now we're going to change our offense just to make him survive, and we're not even going to do certain things just so he can survive. And like, what? Like, so the highest paid guy, we're going to formulate things to survive? Like, that's not how do you think the Bills are just going, hey, let's make it survive around Josh Allen? And they're like, no, he's the fucking man. Let's do everything and put it all on him.
Right.
I mean, that's crazy. I mean,
yes.
Tua basically made my defense last week, right? I can't do half the things Josh Allen can do. Yes. And why are you being paid up there? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. And then, even what he says at the end of the game, just as far as, the good play by the defender and all of that, I feel like sometimes he just talks a little too much. But, yeah, that's a problem with them for sure, man, and it affects their team. As I'll say, as always, say this out loud. They probably have the fastest two receivers as a duo in all of football, and they don't throw the ball down the field to the two fastest receivers in all of football.
We tried to Tyreek, but it's a little high.
Yeah, right, exactly. But that just doesn't match up.
PFT with Mike Florio every day on Peacock, the Unbuttoned podcast, Football Night in America, Packers and Cowboys coming up this Sunday night. I need someone to agree with me on this. Hopefully you'll be the guy. Is it unfair for me to say that John Harbaugh deserves to be on some sort of hot seat here because he cannot get deep into the playoffs with maybe the greatest quarterback we've ever seen?
Well, I think that is a conversation or a talking point that is on the radar for the end of the year if they don't get there, right?
Okay.
I don't think but I hear what you're saying. And it's funny you're saying this because I just got done talking to Florio and we were having this conversation on air just a few minutes ago where, he kind of brought up the same thing. I do think there's a thought in the league that if the Ravens don't get to their overall expectation here this year, that people think the Ravens are going to there's going to be some massive changes, right? This might be the last year of the shelf life of this football team. But it's early. So let's wait and see. I know they're 1-2, but let's think about it. They were kicking the shit out of the Buffalo Bills, who went into desperation mode with 7 minutes left in the third quarter.
Yes.
They blew it. Don't get me wrong. I get it. But if Derrick Henry doesn't fumble the ball, I go, oh, they probably win the game. And then just this past game where they were outplayed and they were out-hit by the Detroit Lions. And that's, to me, another area, like the big bad Ravens, it's like whenever they get bullied back, they don't seem to answer the bell. They need to up their intensity and physicality level. I don't think it's up there of the Eagles of last year, the Chiefs Super Bowl teams, or the teams that went to the Super Bowl for the 49ers. To me, they don't just lay it all out on the line. And I think you saw that because the Lions were going kamikaze the other night, and the Ravens were like, hey, we just want to hit you. We don't want to, like, kill you. Like, and the Lions are like, no, we'd like to kill you. And so they got to improve in that area. But with all that said, we're going to have a nail-biter if Derrick Henry doesn't fumble the ball last week too. So, like, I get your point, but I still think they're really good, and I don't think there's any doubt they beat the Chiefs this weekend. I mean, that was arguably best bet of the weekend for me, the Ravens beating the Chiefs.
Wow. If the Ravens were to make that move, how many teams would fire their current head coach to sign John Harbaugh?
Oh, yeah, he's going to be, like, it's going to be very much, you know, if John Harbaugh gets fired, it's not going to be like, oh, man, he's a bad coach. It's going to more be like Andy Reid leaving Philadelphia. It's going to be like, hey, he's a really good coach. It was time for a change here and for everybody. And it just, it wore out. It was done. Right. And I think he gets hired immediately, to your point, Mikey. I always say that about him, and Mike Tomlin is the other one in Pittsburgh where you just go, yeah, go ahead, fire him to see how long he's on the street for.
Chris, follow me down this path because we had Mike Greenberg on earlier, and it is rare where I illuminate anyone, but I illuminated Mike Greenberg because he has been texting me nonstop about what a fascinating conversation this is. Am I wrong to say that coaches in this, like Will McDonald from the Jets last week, when he scored, me and Greeny both said to ourselves and Mikey A, the game's over. The Bucs are going to drive the field. They're going to win the game.
Everybody that watched the Jets thinks that. I mean, we all thought that. We were like, there's a minute 56 left. They're definitely going to still lose.
So hear me out here. Why wouldn't you coach your player? If that ever happens again, Will McDonald fall on the 20-yard line? Seriously, if you're trying to win football games, because coaches now, they have figured out going forward on fourth down is it's the norm now in the NFL. It never used to be. Why not tell your guy, hey, if you don't do this, we're going to lose the game. If you do this, we have a shot. I know your inclination is to score in that spot, but if you take a knee, if you fall down at the 15-yard line, we actually have a chance of winning the fucking football game.
Yeah, well, there's one thing I don't know here, and okay, well, so the Buccaneers had all three timeouts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe they had all three. They did. They had all three there. So that doesn't mean you're going to win the football game. Okay, I understand what you're saying. I was wishing them. I got the bad beat last week. I had the Rams had the best bet, and I was telling Jordan Davis to fall down the whole way right back. I was like, fall down.
Thank you.
Yes. But to your point, I understand what you're saying. I think this is what happens here. It's such an unlikely thing that the field goal gets blocked and returned for a touchdown. I think it's rarely talked about, right? In a moment like that, and clock management and all that. You're not like, on the sideline, you're just hoping you get a blocked field goal. You're not like, hey, when we block this field goal, then you pick it up and run 70 yards. Just make sure you fall at the 5 for us, all right? So I think,
situational football.
I know. It's one of those that I think going forward will probably be on the radar of some coaches with those type of situations now. But you don't necessarily think about that in the heat of the moment. And I'm not going to get on Aaron Glenn for that because it is very unconventional, okay? So, but yeah, I think you bring up a good point. And I bet you there's a few smart coaches in football who, they have people that help them out with little projects who probably put this on their, decks this week. And they're like, watch the end of this game, right? Yes. This might be something we need to tell our guys if we ever get in this scenario.
I prefer the idea of a 400-pounder running full speed, having to figure everything out while he's doing that.
That's why you coach it in advance. That's why you coach that situation in advance. It happens 2 times in 30 seconds in 2 separate games. Coaches took note. I guarantee you.
I know. It was all the blocked field goals, the craziness we saw, all weekend there. That was a thing. But yeah, I wouldn't usually some good coaches I were around, maybe on a Friday morning or a Saturday morning, would show you crazy plays that happened in the league last week that would bring up food for thought in situations. I wouldn't be shocked if something like that was brought up.
So are you really taking credit to you're going to be an NFL coach here because you said coaches are going to be aware now?
I needed someone to
hold on a second.
Way to put it on the radar, Stugotz. Way to go. Hold on a second. Stugotz style.
You're going to make fun of me for saying maybe hold Jaxson Dart to play the Saints, and you'd make a terrible coach, Mikey A. But let's coach somebody who blocks a field goal, and let's tell our defense blatantly, we have zero faith in you to possibly stop an offense that we only gave up 24 points. We have zero faith in you. That's so much so that we're not going to take this touchdown and take the lead.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
But
Mikey,
I'm the terrible coach.
Mikey, you said when the Jets scored that you thought the Bucs were going to win the game. I mean,
it didn't. If Will McDonald falls at the 5, they don't score the touchdown. That's the problem. Fan.
It's the touchdown. Like, I think maybe if you're down by a field goal or less, maybe it's more of a coaching point.
Sure, different story.
With a touchdown, it does change the
lead
element a little bit.
Was it Jahmyr Gibbs who said from the Lions who said, I don't care if they would have told me to go down, I would not go down?
I believe it was Montgomery.
It was Montgomery. It's like, that's the way I would think. It's like, what? I can't hear you, coach. I'm scoring this touchdown, baby.
Yeah, what? You want me to go down, huh? I have an incentive. If I get to a certain number, I get $1 million. Fuck, you're going down. I'm getting the touchdown.
It's funny how quickly things change in the NFL. After week 1, everyone was concerned about the Lions and Dan Campbell lost all the coordinators. Now the Lions are the best team in football after last week. It's crazy, right?
Oh, it is, and yeah, they look like legit. They really
awesome.
Do. Yeah. Listen, I was one of those. You gotta sometimes see it to believe it first a little, right? And those are some good coaches. And then we saw week 1, and we were like, uh-oh. But they got it back on track, and they certainly look like they're one of the best teams in football.
What I read about their week 1 performance was basically them saying, hey, a couple offensive line tweaks, a little bit of miscommunication. That's all that happened. At the time, I'm saying, that sounds like coach speak. They got housed by the Packers. They're not going to be any good. And it was like their running game has been a totally different type of game since week 1.
Yeah, no. And I think, hey, I know the Packers lost last week, and they blew that game.
Yeah.
Right. But at the same time, the Packers are still one of the best teams in football. I mean, Cleveland's a pain in the ass. Cleveland's playing Detroit this week. Cleveland's defense is insanely good. Insane. Yep. I was blown away breaking them down on film on Tuesday. Like, blown away. Jim Schwartz has reinvented himself. It's gonna be fun watching that defense versus that offense, right? I mean, of course, I'm picking the Lions, but it's more because the Browns' offense can't do shit, right? But I think that Browns defense will at least pose a few problems for that great Lions offense.
Just going to give you 2 quick games. Give us your thoughts. We'll get you out of here. First one is Eagles-Buccaneers. What a fucking game. I mean, I cannot wait for this game. Eagles at Buccaneers, Chris.
Yeah, I think the Eagles are the better team. And what I worry about a little bit with the Bucs is just some of the injuries, right? The offensive line injuries. I think we're getting Tristan Wirfs back this week, so that's a good thing. But there's still 2 other guys missing along the front there. You got no Mike Evans. I know Chris Godwin's back, but do we really think he's going to be back and just ready to take over a game like a number 1 receiver? I don't. So with that, I go the Eagles. I'm going to pick them to win on the road here. To me, the only thing is just what we saw last week. Will the Eagles be a little more aggressive on offense, right? The Eagles are just so simple and bland. They do nothing on the offensive side of the ball. So I don't care if you don't want to do anything, but at least be aggressive and not being like doing nothing. And I'm going to take them 31-21. I think the Bucs really match up with the Eagles really well if they were at full strength, but they're not at full strength, and I'm going to take the Eagles.
I'm very good at aggressively doing nothing.
Sorry, Izzy. What was that?
I said I'm very good at aggressively doing nothing. When I do nothing, it is aggressive.
You had to be impressed with Hurts last week, right? Against that team I mean, listen, when he needs to throw the ball and make plays, he throws the ball and he makes big plays.
Yeah, well, what they finally did is the Rams played run defense the whole first 3 quarters. It was 5 men at the line of scrimmage, and they finally just said, wait, our guys basically, even when they play zone, they're one-on-one on the outside. So let's throw a go ball. Let's throw a curl route. Oh, yeah, the coverage is kind of tight. So what? A.J. Brown will box him out and then throw the guy off like he's a child and go run for 20 yards. The formula doesn't have to be complicated there. But I wish it was just a hair more aggressive. And they're yet to get the run game going. That's what's scary about the Eagles, is I don't even think they've played a real good game yet, and they're still 3-0. That's why they're amazing.
Crazy. The other game I'm excited for this weekend, Colts at Rams. Rams are a 3.5-point favorite right now on FanDuel. The Rams are really good. I know they lost that game last week, but the Rams are really good, and the Colts are surprising everyone. So
yeah, the Rams are really good. The Rams are like you saw it. Rams were this close.
I know.
Matthew Stafford missed some throws in the first half of that game when they settled for field goals, where you go, if he hits that throw, like the Rams are going to be up by 3 touchdowns at halftime, if not more.
Yeah.
They blew some opportunities to really kind of put the game away, or at least put Philly in a really, really tough situation to where it's like, whoa, you're down and you're going to have to throw every play. But yeah, I still think the world of them. I think the Colts are damn good. Like, they're not going anywhere. The offense has got everything. The defense is really good that way. I'm going to take the Rams 28-24 just because it's a more desperate, in need of a win type of game for the Rams. And I think the fact that they blew that game last week, they'll be ready to go. And this is the best, most complete team the Colts have played as of yet. So I'm expecting the Rams to bounce back in a fun game and win this one.
Yanks have won 4 straight. You still want to fire Boone?
Yes, but not right now. I don't know. They are hot. I'm not watching on a regular basis. As I've told you, I'm still mad at the Yankees a little bit, but I am enjoying that even in this, that they might win the AL East. That's kind of incredible. It really is.
How do we get you to take Taylor, who's not Billy? He's opposite of Billy. How do we get you to take Taylor to a Yankee playoff game? You and Taylor Sims. How do we do that?
Well, first off, what's Taylor wearing right here? What kind of jersey is that?
So this is an anti-Met day where I'm just going Cubs because they're beating
He's
the
rooting
Mets.
against the Mets. Yeah,
I can respect that. I can respect. So you're a full-fledged Yankee fan, though, right?
Yes.
Full-fledged, yeah.
I think Mikey A gets to go to the Yankee game.
I was going to say that was. Thank you, Sims. Thank you.
Yeah, but Mikey A was giving you a hard time about being late.
Well, that's okay. That's what friends do.
I'll buy him a beer.
I respect that. Taylor, I don't know if he's quite in the trust tree yet to bring him to the Yankees game. I'm not going to spend all that money in the legend seats and all that on Taylor yet. He's not worthy of that yet.
But Mikey A's good. I'm sorry, Mikey A.
Expensive. Every drink is $70.
It would be an honor.
And I'm like, holy shit, this is my check for the night? Holy crap. Every time I leave there, my wife would leave, every time I go to a Yankees game, the next day she's like, did you really spend that much money at the Yankees game? Like, what'd you do?
Yeah, I got a hot dog.
I bought drinks all night. I don't know.
Right. No, you had a beer and a hot dog. That's it.
Right.
I'm still looking at this Dante Moore guy, and his stats are ridiculous, man. 75%
check him
completion.
out. Watch him Saturday night, man. I'm telling you, you're going to be impressed. I'll be shocked if you're not impressed.
All right. Your network has the Ryder Cup over the weekend. What a great sports weekend. Are you into that at all? Are you into the Ryder Cup at all?
I like golf a lot. But I'm more into the majors, and like right now when it's football season, I kind of get out of that mode. And I don't care about the Ryder Cup as much as I do the U.S. Open, the British Open, the Masters and all of that. Not quite to that extent.
All right, PFT with Mike Florio. He'll be on your television all weekend. The Unbuttoned podcast as well. Football Night in America. He's got Sunday Night Football. He's got Oregon and Penn State. Chris Sims is going to be everywhere. He's got Packers and Cowboys. He'll be in Dallas Sunday night. What a weekend for you, man. Enjoy it, buddy.
Yeah, it'll be a good weekend. I'm going to be tired when it's all said and done. Do you think you could get one more just word on your screen somewhere with that awesome family and now port? Like, just put one more word behind you somewhere just so we can have random words everywhere.
I'm working on it.
Okay, really.
What word would you like me to get
honey,
up there?
What do you think will look good?
Right.
Family will look good with your port hat. Right.
I got a word for you.
Yeah. Fuck you. See you later.
Let's do.